Hello everybody, my name is David. Thank you for watching. This is my question and answer video where I'm answering your guys' questions from the last question and answer video. This is part 2. If you didn't watch part 1, please go back and watch that. All I ask you guys, please, if you ask me a question, please tell me your location. Please tell me where you're from. Please tell me where you're at, where you reside, where you are. Please just give us something. Make it up if you're so worried about someone finding out where you are or something. Just make something up. I don't care. I just want to know. It's a great way for other people in this community who feel so alone and isolated and need some validation. It's so nice to hear that there's other people going through this and that it's all over the world, not just where you are or not just America or just the country you're in or, So please give us your location, please. I'll try to say that as many times as I can to help you guys remember. Let's get started. Next question is from Eric. I don't know where you're from. Please give us your locations. Thanks. Hey, I was wondering if there's help for a sociopath, or am I wasting time? By the way, thank you for your content. It's helpful. Thanks for telling me, Eric. You're welcome. I believe you're asking me because you might care about someone who might be a sociopath. You want to know if you're wasting time. What the other person is doing should tell you. You shouldn't need me to tell you if you're wasting time, regardless of my opinion. Okay? If this person isn't, at least meeting you halfway to change themselves or help themselves, then why are you trying so much? Do they want to change? What are they showing to you to prove that? I'm guessing, because I can only guess, you didn't tell me much. I'm guessing you dated or you care about a sociopath. And you want to know if there's help or hope and if you're wasting time because they probably treated you badly or they are treating you badly. Okay? That's enough. You don't need hope. They're being bad to you. What are you hoping for? That they'll stop? Best way to make it stop? You have control over that. You have control over that, Eric. If it continues, it's not their fault anymore, right? I mean, come on. Come on. You've got to stop this. And you don't need hope or to help other people. We don't need to do that. If someone's asking for some help, great. I mean, it's just, if they abused you, the relationship is completely over. If they're a sociopath, then they are exploiting you. That's how they operate. They exploit people, okay? So if you want to help them, are you sure they're willing to stop this? And why? Why do they want to stop everything they do and who they are? Why do they want to change who they are? Why? What did they tell you? They want to do it for you? That's not good enough reason. They got to do it for themselves. So if they're trying to do this for you, it won't work. If they're saying they are or want to, probably not true. Look, okay. Your question is there help for sociopaths? Of course. There's help for anybody, right? I'd like to think that anybody has the ability to better themselves, and I hope they're trying. I hope everyone's doing that. Why not? Why couldn't there be some help for someone who might be a sociopath? I know a sociopath because I refer to them for questions, information, help. And they seem to try to better themselves. It's important to them. Their mental health is important to them. Okay? They can't help that they have a disorder, but they've abused people in the past. They chose not to do that anymore. They've tried to find different ways to get what they need in life, to not exploit people. I don't know, sociopaths personally well enough to tell you there's some that have stopped or whatever. I don't know. Is there help, meaning just help? Can they become better people? Sure, why not? I'm not going to say there's not help or hope for people. I'm not going to close that door for anybody. Are you wasting your time? Yeah. No matter what they choose to do, you're wasting your time. If you have to ask me, yeah. Yeah. Let them go get the help they need. They abused you, relationship's over. You're holding on to something you got, some way you felt in the beginning. Something that you thought was going to happen in the future with this person, and it's not. It's not. Okay? They need to go take care of their mental health first, not with you. So I don't know how you help somebody take care of their mental health. Okay? Doctors do that. But help is a word that is very subjective, right? I mean, how do you know you're helping someone? Even if they tell you you're helping them. They may not be aware that you're actually hurting them. It's a very fine line between help and hurt. So we want to help sociopaths. Help them do what? Change? Is that what they said they want to do? Because you're not helping them unless that's what they want to do. Most sociopaths may not be totally aware of what they're doing. A lot of them will tell you that what they do works for them and they don't want to change. A lot may say that. I don't know. Yes, there's hope. There's help for them, not for you. That's not for you. What they do, their mental health, their life is not yours. Separate people. I hope that you help yourself, okay? If you've been abused by a sociopath and you're basically asking me, should I stay around with them? Okay? Your concern shouldn't be helping them. Your concern should be helping yourself. Always. And always. Okay? Our concern in life shouldn't be helping others. Right? Help yourself. If people ask you for help and you can, and you feel like it and you want to, okay. If you want to make that a career, okay. But if you aren't very good at helping yourself, how are you going to help other people? Anyways. You know, we lead by example at least, right? End it. End it. No. There's no hope for you. Yes, you're wasting your time. Period. I'm spending too much time with this, but I hope you understand, Eric, a little bit more. Go get help, okay? Go get professional help so that you have a clear, conscious awareness of what you're doing. Because if you evaluate this, it won't make sense. It won't. Not when there's billions and billions of people in the world and you're holding this person as special as, I need this person, this must work. Well, if they're a sociopath, I won't say that the door's closed on them, but I'll say it's going to be a long, extensive process if they are to change and stop exploiting you and objectifying you and abusing you and start trying to see you as a human being now. It'd be like, you know, trying to make a human being out of a rock. He thinks you're an object, probably, I guess, or this person, sociopath. That's enough. Sorry, I hope you get it. Please get help, get other perspectives, healthier people. Keep asking healthy people what you should do. Okay? Thanks. Selena from Romania. Hello, Selena. I was thinking of something. You think it's possible to suffer so much after a breakup or a relationship, and while doing research somehow online about it, you stumble on this info about narcs, and it fits. And maybe you can be wrong. I mean, can all be subjective? Because people tend to accept stuff that fits just to figure things out. Can someone that you think it's a narc not be? I mean, sure, it's possible, but even after so much data, I have thoughts that I might be wrong sometimes. Why the doubt? Okay, loaded question here. Anything's possible? Yes, you said that. Of course, it's possible. Okay, so someone's been treated wrong, and they go look for answers, and they stumble upon narcissism, and they say, oh, I think my ex is a narcissist, and now here they are in the community, and they're leaving messages, and they could be wrong. Could they be? Yes, they could be wrong. Yeah, they could be wrong. Because narcissistic personality disorder, it's mandated amount of traits you have to have. So someone could have just under, be narcissistic, not a narcissist, for one. Two, your perspective may not be the healthiest, right? You may not be aware of what's going on. You may be the narcissist. Narcissists, borderline, sociopaths, histrionics, those people for sure love to play the victim card. They're always the victim. They'll be in narcissists, some of these people will be in narcissistic relationships, because they're the narcissist, they're abusing the other person, but all they can acknowledge is that the relationship is very toxic and very bad, and I feel bad, so it's your fault, and you're abusing me. And they're so delusional that they have to come up with rewriting the narrative and saying it's your fault, and then supporting it all the time by saying it. Yes, it's not common, but it happens. Okay, I clearly see borderlines down in the comment section saying this person they know is such a narcissist and they did this and that, and I can clearly see that they're unhealthy as hell too. So yeah, of course it happens. Why the doubt? That's the other part of your question, and that's what a lot of this is about. So many reasons for doubt. It started with your childhood, okay? Because if you dated somebody like this for a long time, then there's something wrong. Very, very wrong with our judgment, how we feel about ourselves, stuff like this, okay? Do you see? So there's all kinds of possibilities. The doubt is because people that are in emotional abusive relationships have lots of doubt, and I think it starts with childhood and it ends with the relationship. Okay, so you couldn't have had very supportive parents that helped you form your own identity and stuff like this, and reassure you that what you're doing is good and you're all right. You know, you're doubting yourself from childhood. Then you're in a relationship where someone's telling you it's your fault, gaslighting you. You're like, oh my God, what is the truth? Because if you're around somebody gaslighting you long enough, it doesn't, it's just a matter of time where you're going to start doubting yourself. If he's telling you, if he's not taking any accountability, responsibility for anything he's done, and yes, this is a horrible relationship, it's not me, it must be you, or he's even telling you it's you, you're going to doubt yourself, aren't you? A lot of times we want to come out of this relationship, who's the bad guy, who's the good guy? Well, there's someone that's been abusing, and you might even abuse back a little bit. So we need to really understand and see all this, okay? Really. It's not so clear, black and white. There might have been abuse on both sides. And if you abuse back, you might start wondering if you're the narcissist, which is a good thing. You're examining yourself, something narcissists don't do. Get help, talk to somebody, talk to a professional that can help you, okay? Good luck. Thanks. Dorian, I don't know where you're from. Oh, here you are, from Dallas. Thanks. Thank you for all you do in this community. You're welcome. Thank you, Dorian. Can you talk about mirroring after a relationship? I had a narc best friend in college that screwed me over after my mom got him a job, helped him finance his first car, repaid me by beating me up and damaging my mom's car because I wasn't ready to leave a friend's house when he was ready. A decade later, he reached out to my mom to hoover me. I didn't know about narcissism then, and I didn't reach back out to him for a few months. When I did, he answered the phone with a fake Jamaican accent. I'm Jamaican, he's Dominican. It was bizarre. My narc ex-wife, along with stealing the way I articulate myself, also bought the same car I had and styled the rims exactly like mine after our divorce. Why do they do this? Odd behavior, isn't that? I've heard of such extreme behavior to where 30 years later, someone finds that somebody they knew 30 years ago and dated has been stalking them and copying their lives down to same house, same car, same type of job, same names of the children. Insane. Enough, but why do they do that? So, developing your identity happens with maturation. Over time as a child, growing up into becoming an adult, and a parent needs to support this and support a child's identity. We form our identity over time by our environment, right? I'm a man, I'm white, I'm heterosexual, maybe I'm Christian, maybe I'm Republican, maybe I'm whatever. I start forming my identity and it is supported by parents, okay? What happens is with parental neglect and abuse, and they're not supporting your autonomy, your identity, things like this, who you are, these children can grow up with massive identity disturbance problems. I made a video called Borderline Identity Disturbance. It's in my Borderline Personality Disorder playlist if you're interested in watching that. I dive more into this. Being abused creates negative affect, can't it? Massive pessimism. This ongoing pessimism that could be blown up and out of proportion will really interfere with people's forming their identity. People with identity disturbance, you'll notice how they feel about themselves will change drastically, black and white. I'm so good, I'm so bad, right? I'm the hero, I'm the victim. Poor me. I'm so good at this. You see that? Not a real balance on how they perceive themselves. Right? So they'll form an ego. They'll be concerned about how others perceive them. And they try to form their identity that way. So they don't individualize things. If this person does this, I do this. That might benefit me. I don't really know who I am. Don't really have a solid foundation in my beliefs and things like this. I hope that makes sense. I hope I helped you understand that a little bit. Very disturbing to witness. But if you want to know more about it, or look it up, identity disturbance, or check out my borderline video, borderline identity disturbance. Thank you. Lin Yu 2. I don't know where you're from. Please, guys, give us your locations if you ask a question. Thank you. Have you ever shared your personal story, upbringing? I'd be interested in hearing what you experienced then and in the context of what you now know. What you would say to your little David if you could go back in time. I think that would be very insightful to learn from. Thanks. Oh, that's very nice. Thanks for asking. That's nice that you're interested. So there's a couple things here. I have made many videos about my toxic relationship that really changed my life and made me do this. I made lots of videos about that a long time ago. I had them published. I had to privatize them. I'm being harassed and stalked for the last year and a half, and I'm having people, I just can't have that kind of personal information too much about myself right now for these people to attack me. But I privatized them. I don't know if I'll ever make them public again. But I answer questions about my personal life, my relationship, anything. I have no problem. And guys, please ask me if I'm uncomfortable, I don't want to, I'll say so. But I appreciate you being interested. What would I tell my little David if I could go back in time? I guess you mean maybe how could I prevent some of the mistakes I made? And what I have, I thought about this, okay? And right after my horrible relationship, if you would ask me that then, I would have said, oh my gosh, I would have go back and told myself, oh God, don't date this person. Don't do that. Don't let people treat you bad. Blah, blah, blah. Watch out for this and that and this. The problem is, that wasn't enough. It wasn't enough before that. I knew stuff like this. I needed the experience. I needed to learn by experience. Not just read a book, like go to school and say, don't do this. I needed this. I needed this. I needed this. And I know this now. And I'm glad it's over. I'm glad I went through it. And now I'm okay. But I needed it. Okay? If I didn't experience that, I wouldn't be the person I am today. Meaning I wouldn't know what I know. I wouldn't love myself. I needed to be treated really bad and hit the real bottom of emotional floor to pick myself back up and have that kind of courage and confidence and start really loving myself. I thought I loved myself. I thought I was so strong, like so strong, until this happened. It didn't make sense. Now I understand it. I had a void that I needed to fill myself that I couldn't fill, that other people couldn't fill for me. I wouldn't say anything. It wouldn't do any good. I wouldn't want to prevent the biggest learning experience in my life, and I wouldn't want to do that to anybody else. I hope you understand. If you don't, you will someday, I'm sure. Thanks for asking. I think I answered all part of your questions. If there's more, and you know, anything you want to ask me personal, I don't. I don't mind. If it's too personal, I'll tell you. But I haven't had a too personal question yet. Thanks, Johnny. From well, here. This woman's got me thinking I'm crazy. I think it's all the gas line. I'm getting ready to go. No contact. Any advice would be good among the videos. Thanks, Wolfgang in San Francisco. Also, I work high tech. Cannot think anymore. I think as she got in my assets. Okay. Thank you, Wolfgang in San Francisco. So your question is, any advice on going no contact? Most of my videos are to help you stay away, and by doing this is to understand. Okay, Wolfgang? We can't make clear, conscious choices unless we understand, right? So understand the situation as much as you can. Get help to help you understand even more. Get support. Get people around you to help you and to hold you accountable. What I mean by that is if you're worried about making mistakes in your life, anybody out there, okay? If you're at a point in your life where you're concerned about your own choices and behavior, not very in control, you're worried, what can I do, what should I do? Hiring professionals and telling people in your life what you want to do and tell them, hold me accountable, it does just that. You know, if you want to make a mistake, if you're really clear and conscious of that mistake, you might not make it. You know, mistakes are made because we don't know. We're not clear. We're not conscious. We don't understand. We're not informed. We're not educated. Something's missing. We made a mistake. Then we learned from the mistake. So tell everybody you're doing this. So if you want to go back or you don't do it, you have to answer to them too. Get a professional to help you do this. Get legal help if you need to, a lawyer. Go ask for advice from a lawyer. Get a bunch of people on Team Wolfgang cheering you on so you don't make a mistake right now. Life's about making mistakes, but sometimes there's crucial times in your life where you can't be making the same mistakes at least. Okay? You got to start making the right, correct choices, healthier ones. And if you're not sure what those are, ask people. Ask somebody that's healthy. Ask a professional who's dealt with this before, okay? That's my best advice. Really decide what you want. Maybe write down all the benefits and pros from this. Clearness, awareness, consciousness, okay? Thank you. Good luck. Jeffrey from the Netherlands, hello. There are a network of narcissists in my town. I've got to meet them one by one while I was in my victim-savior mindset. I'm having a hard time saying these people are evil, even though I have been seriously hurt by them. I have always thought, in their minds, they say that they are teaching me a difficult lesson for the greater good. So, I'm not sure your question, but, oh, you have a PS. My name is Jeffrey. I am not anonymous. I wish all narcissist abused people much love and support. Love you lots, David. You have definitely saved many people's lives with your videos. Keep it up, and thank you very much. Thank you, Jeffrey, very much for telling me. Thank you. And thanks for reaching out to people, other people like that. That's good you're not calling them evil. It won't help you understand. I know what they're doing seems very evil. If you want to call people evil, go ahead, but it doesn't help you. Evil doesn't help you understand. Evil's a label we give something we don't understand. Try to understand this. You've always thought in their minds that they're trying to teach you a difficult lesson for the greater good. Well, that's not what they're not trying to teach you a greater lesson for the greater good of you. They're narcissistic and thinking about only themselves. But they are teaching you a difficult lesson for the greater good of you. Because if we're experiencing this, we needed to. People that don't experience this didn't need to. By the time someone dies, lives a full life, they don't know anything about this, they didn't need to. They didn't need to. Okay? People that went through this for a long time and had a difficult time and it really affected them, they needed it. until we find out another way. Because the correct way to avoid this is proper parenting. Good parenting. Solid, good parenting. We won't do this. Okay? Hope that makes sense. Thanks, Jeffy. Joyce from Missouri. Hello, Joyce. Why would he stay with me for 23 years, married, now divorced, discarded me, no warning? The very day he discarded me that morning, he told me, I love you, beautiful, have a great day. That night, it was over. I know he was a very cruel narcissist. He convinced my daughter, who I raised as mine with him for a very small age. Now, I am alienated from... Okay, I don't... Okay. I'm sorry, Joyce. That is awful. 23 years of invested marriage and children, family, and he just walks right out the door with not a single word. That is crazy. That is just awful, and it totally happens. I'm very sorry, Joyce. I hope that you're finding the closure you need and healing from this, please. And that means keep going and understanding until it doesn't hurt anymore, because this isn't your fault, Joyce. And that's all you're going to left to think is it's your fault, you're horrible, and I'm really sorry for that. I hope you process this correctly in a healthy way, and that means the truth is it's not your fault, so you don't need to feel bad about this. Someday you better stop feeling bad about this, so you keep trying until you do. You want to know why? No matter what, this is someone very ashamed of themselves, don't you think? Someone very ashamed that they can't tell you they're leaving. They don't feel worthy enough. They don't feel good enough. They don't know if they're making the right choice. I'd like to say impulsive, but 23-year marriage, but that's still impulsive. To walk out the door like that of a marriage, just instant. That's crazy. They won't give you any closure because they can't look at what they're doing. It sounds like they're doing something bad that they know is bad. My guess is they ran off with some younger girl. That'd be my guess. The children of his, or the mother of his children. That's awful, Joyce. I'm terribly sorry. I hope you don't let this man give him another chance to hurt you again. I really do. I really hope that you do everything you can and keep doing it until you actually feel good about this, because you can feel good about this. You're the bigger person. You have a lot more to learn from this. I doubt he's going to learn anything. And I'd hate to be him and live with myself after doing that. Jesus, you spend that much time. Think about him. You spend that much time of your life. You know, I don't know if he worked and took care of you guys and stuff. You know, and just walk right out like it's nothing. That's who you are. That's the biggest part of who you are, and it's just nothing. We're talking about identity disturbance. My guess is he's got identity problems as well, right? He hates himself, loves himself. I'm so great, I'm so bad. Copies people, mimics people, not sure what he's doing, why. Man, that's so sad. That's so sad to build such a life like that with somebody together and they just throw it away. It means nothing. It's one thing when it ends, when it's over, or it fails. There's people hurt, but man, closure is so important, and giving another person closure will make you the better person, make you feel good about what you did, how you handled it. All right, enough of that. I'm sorry. I hope you're getting help. McKinnon, I'm here from Atlanta. Hello, McKinnon. And my live-in boyfriend, now my ex, pulled a discard move 2 months ago and left all his things, plus has keys to my home. He's not on the lease. I've sent messages that I will hold his things for a limited time. He contacted me and wants to come back. I haven't felt safe standing up to him because I can't afford to change my locks. I hope he shows up and I can tell him to give me my key and he takes the things. My question is, what can I do to lessen the fallout and feel safe after it's over? Oh, tough situation. I made videos about this, narcissists and belongings. Feel free to go check that out. That might help. I dive more into it, 15 minutes of it. This is tough. This is tough. You know, honestly, personally, I say throw all his stuff away in the dumpster. Who cares about your key until you can get your locks changed? If this is a rental unit, then you tell your owner, manager, to change your locks no matter what. If they want to charge you, put it on the rent. If the owner does it himself, it doesn't cost much money. If you can get somebody else to change your locks for you, it doesn't cost much money. It's cheap. Go buy the doorknobs, the locks, put it on. Contact a lawyer if you have to. Pay to have a letter written to him saying, you contact me, I'm going to get a restraining order. File a police report if you're really scared. If you believe these are too extreme and you're not going to do this stuff, do not talk to him. You do not want him to come to you. You do not want to associate with him, have him over at your house again. Trust me, don't do it. If he's a manipulator, then he left his stuff over at your house on purpose so he could come back when he felt like it. He's done with some other floozy, okay? And now he wants to come back and have fun with you and abuse you some more, take advantage of what you had to offer. And so he left his stuff in your house like his foot in the door. Don't fall for this. A manipulator, if you email back and forth with a manipulator, they're going to say, what's your phone number? Let me text you. If you're text messaging a manipulator, they're going to say, pick up the phone, I'm calling you. If you're on the phone with a manipulator, guess what they're going to say? Let's meet. Because they need you as close as they can to manipulate you. If you let him near you, you're going to let him in your house. He's going to be living back in with you. Don't do it. Find out what you want. Find out what you want. And not what he wants, not what's good for him, not what you should do. What do you want? And everything you do supports that. It's directed towards that goal. You don't want him in your life anymore. You don't want his stuff anymore. You don't want to talk to him. You said you want to talk to him to get your key back. You want your key back. You're not going to get it. It's a little piece of metal. Gone. You lose a key, he loses his stuff. If he cared about his stuff, he would have picked it up. He wouldn't have left it over there. I'm serious. Throw it away. If you want to do the right thing, I mean, so right. It's got to be so right for this piece of crap who abused you, but you got to be so right because it makes you feel okay about yourself. I get that. Drop his stuff off at his work. Drop his stuff off at his home. Drop his stuff off at his friend's house, his parents' house, his family's, anywhere. Drop it off where he can get it. And you don't even have to tell him. You don't have to associate with him. You don't have to talk to him and see him. He'll see his stuff there, and you're done. Period. If he's at work and he drives to work, go throw his stuff all around his car. Leave it. Go take it into the office that he works at. Go put it there. Have somebody else do it with you. Would be better. Okay? You want to really do something, I mean, this is something else I offer. Put it in a storage unit with a 30-day limit and tell them, here's the key, here's the combination, whatever. You have 30 days to get your stuff, or they're throwing. Make a copy and give it to them. Hope that helps. So, last questions from Julia. What is the one single thing I need to do to tell my damn mind that my ex was a narcissist? This is tough, right? It's that doubt thing. Battle back and forth. Was it me? Was it him? Go down the criteria. There's 9. See if he makes 5 out of 9. If he's at least 5 out of 9, he's a narcissist. Do this with a professional or somebody else will help you confirm that. Write it down. Write down every narcissistic behavior he's made with a big bold marker and a big huge piece of paper. Best advice I have. I don't know what else to say besides that. That's it, guys. Thank you all for your questions very much. Any questions you have, ask me. I'll answer them next week, okay? And personal questions is fine. That's fine. Thanks for asking. Take care of yourself. Love yourself first. And if you could support this video, I'd appreciate it. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Vote, thumbs up or down, comment, ask me a question, post this somewhere. Would really, really appreciate that. And so would someone else who finds this information that is helped by it. Thanks, guys. Love yourself first. I'll see you next Monday. Bye.